Hi, it's Marcy. Today I would like to show you some of the snippets and clusters that I've been making and two ways that I do them. Two methods that I use. These are cute for putting on a journal page, or you could use them as a cluster with a, attach a paper clip or something to put on the top of a page, or even on the front of a journal. I make some that are longer that you can use this way on a page and tuck things in, or even this way on a page and tuck things in. Or you could actually even use this on the front of a journal. Any of these you could use on the front. So I do make some vertical and some horizontal. You can actually make up the base and then decorate them later when you have a journal that you're working on. So these here that I just showed you were all made using masking tape as the base. And I'll show you in a minute how I do that. These, this one also, these two also. Vertical and, yeah, both vertical. These would be like page tucks. Or belly bands, they call them also. Oh, here's a little one that was left over. So what I did was I just, well, I'll show you. These others I make with a different method. These are a little bit bigger, not as narrow, because I often use these as pockets. I'll just glue down 3 sides and have it be a pocket on a page. These I make up, I have a little binder that I put them in, and I just take scrap paper and punch holes in them, and I glue the scraps of paper right onto the page, kind of in the shape that I would like. I always have lots and lots of scrap paper left over, so I just start layering and I glue them down, and then when I'm ready to decorate them, I just tear up the backing, and you could leave some of it, the edge of it if you'd like, or even a lot of it. And then there's any white, if I've already done these kind of vintage style, and I've done distressing, so I don't want to leave any white on these edges, so I just quickly distress, and then I'll just grab things and decorate. Here you can't see, but up here I have things like stamps and fussy cuts and things that I've prepared, and so I just move things around until I like them. It's a little bit too big, so I could just tear some of that off. These are stickers that I stuck onto vintage book pages. I like to make it a little bit smaller. And that fits nicely. And then maybe a stamp, smaller one maybe. Or you could do some words, whatever. Oh, I have some words here. Oh, I just have Lots and lots of them. Sometimes it's difficult to decide what to do. But like I said, you couldn't just wait to put words on until you have a page that you know where you want to put it. This do flourish. I printed these on plain white, but I can make it look more vintage. Just take my inker without putting it down on the, just what's left, you know. I need a surface. Hang on. Sorry, bumped the camera. Okay, so we could do this. Something like that. That's cute. I did not distress this book page, so I will do that now. The edges, just like it to be consistent. The blue ones that I showed you before, none of them were distressed because I didn't distress any of it. This I had already distressed the base, so I feel like to have it blend better, I wanted it distressed. And then I just take white glue. If you're gluing onto paper or fabric onto fabric or fabric onto paper, I recommend that you use a clear acetone based glue, vinyl. This is vinyl, clear drying vinyl, vinylic adhesive. This is from Craftelier. If you are in Europe, this is a good place to shop online. It's out of Spain, but they have really good prices. In the States, I've seen a lot of people use Fabri-Tac or other glues. I'm just gluing paper to paper, I use just plain white glue. Not into expensive glues. I just not. There's a lot of different kinds of glues. I say the right glue for the right job, and I found that just the plain white glue works great for me. This was a tacky glue, Aleene's tacky, quick dry with the top down, but I just fill it up with plain white glue. Not school glue because that's real thin. It's got a lot of water in it, but I just buy, in Italy they call it colla vinylica, or just vinyl, wait. PVA glue, it's also known as PVA, polyvinyl acetate. Okay, so anyway, that could be good. If you want some lace, just get a piece of lace and put it on top or on the bottom, underneath, and just glue it on or sew it on. These I sewed. I don't know if you can see, there's a zigzag stitch here, and then there's one here. I just, I'll show you in a minute how I do, but I put them on, and then on the sewing machine, I sew down one side, and then I turn it and back down the other, so that everything is kind of cut. And then these things have been glued on. This is glued on, these are glued on, this is glued on. The rest is all sewn onto a piece of masking tape. Okay, so get these out of the way for a minute, and we will, I wanted to show them to you, sorry. I like to use different textures, like these are embossed, pieces of embossed paper that, maybe I embossed it for something and I had bits left over. Sometimes I'll emboss a whole page and just tear it up and use it because I know I'm going to be making clusters or snippets scrappy collage things. Oh, here's some more of the blue. These were sewn, okay? I love that dragonfly, so cute. So, okay, that's these. Now, these were I was using these, some of my collage papers that I just recently made. Yeah, so when I test print stuff, I print on the back of something that's I've used paper, so I can't really use these in signatures because I would have to cover up all that other stuff. So I will just use these all as tear pages, okay, tear sheets. I mean, that's what they're made for. The collage sheets, they're made to use either as tear sheets or whatever you need them for, even journal pages. And then you're not, you know, it doesn't have a lot of things going on design-wise. Oh, great. I just stuck that down, didn't I? Sorry. I'm really messing up today. What I was saying is I made these purposely so that you wouldn't mind sticking something on that. It doesn't have an important design on it that you would hate to cover up. Okay, so let's do this. I'll show you how I do this really quick. I don't remember who I first saw this from, but I've seen a lot of people use this method. So you can make them as small or as large as you want, and you just randomly slap them on. And I like to kind of make them, how shall I explain that? Not all perfectly straight, you know, kind of like this. See what I mean? This kind of a narrower one. You can get them really wide. It doesn't have to be just this width. You can use this as the base and then make them really wide if you want. The width, whatever you want. It's just to temporarily stick them down, to hold them in place, and then if you're going to sew them, you know, get them to your sewing machine. Okay, and so I'll do a long strip like that as long as I can, as long as whatever is manageable for me for this particular video. I'll just do this one piece, okay? So now you have your strip. Like I said, it could be really long if you want. Now, I would go to my sewing machine and I'll sew down. I'll do a zigzag down one and up the other. But while I'm there, because over at my sewing machine, I have a box full of scraps. Fabric scraps. Just whatever I've collected as I'm... And so I'll put things down like this. I could pull this off. Sometimes I like them to look really scrappy, and other times I like them to be less scrappy, if you know what I mean. So this would be a really good thing to put down the middle. Now it does cover up quite a bit of that. Normally I go a little wider, but we could just tear it again and make it narrower. Trying to figure out which is the right side. I think this is the right side. And I'll just, with my machine, excuse me, I'll just zigzag down the middle of that. And that's enough because this is quite narrow. I don't have to do 2 rows. So be back in a second and I'll show you not going to show me sewing because I have to do a completely different setup to do that. There it is. So you can see the stitching better on the back. If you're, I do this kind of stuff with my cheaper sewing machine. I don't use my expensive machine, my fancy machine, to do this kind of work. I used to have only one machine, and it kind of started having problems getting the thread all stuck in the bobbin area. I had to have it cleaned and everything, but I don't know if it was the adhesive or what. But now I just use my inexpensive machine to do this work on paper, and my expensive machine to do actual sewing. So then you decide, you know, how long you want them to be. If you want it to be something like this, could be a even a pocket you could glue on 3 sides, and it could be like a shallow pocket, or it could go vertically, and then so that you just decide how you want to decorate them. You know, I don't have the blue stuff pulled out right now, but just to show you, you know, you could do lots of different things with this. You could put flowers on it. You could put pieces of different fibers, you know, threads, yarns, ribbons. Just go crazy with your ideas. Use what you have. And I don't even throw away any scraps. Like, this is just a little piece that I cut off the end of something, and I keep it because I know I'll use it eventually. So that's my video for today, and show me what you make in Facebook or Instagram. On Facebook, you can use at Marcy Coat to tag me. You can on Instagram, it's at Marcy Coat Designs, or leave a message on here on a comment on Facebook. See, comment on YouTube, and let us know how to find you, and love to look at what you've done, what you make. I have a group on Facebook, a paper crafting group, and I'll leave the link below if you want to join the group and share what you make. So talk to you soon. Have fun making pretty things. Bye bye.